Alexander Dreymon recently hit the big time when he landed his role in The Last Kingdom in 2015. He had a few roles prior to this, but this was his breakout role as a series regular. So how is this status impacting his net worth, and how is he spending that money? In today's video, we are going to be giving you a rundown on Alexander Dreymon and how much money he has and what he spends it on in his spare time. This is going to be a very eye-opening video for fans of the German actor, so stick around to find out more. With that being said, let's jump right into the video. Where did Dreymon get his start in acting? Dreymon has been acting for most of his life. Since he was born in 1983, he took an interest in the performing arts at a very young age, but it didn't start to become a reality for him until he moved to Paris to study art full-time. After a few years of training in Paris, he moved to London to take part in training at the Drama Centre London, where he trained for a full 3 years. After his stint there, he moved on to join the University of Arts London. Obviously, all of his moving around and hard work paid off when he began to land small roles in TV movies and TV shows. For example, some of his earliest work was in a French film that was released in 2010, which did not gain much traction, but it did, however, open the door for him to be casted in the film Christopher and His Kind, which debuted in 2011. It was a straight-to-TV film that was released on BBC, and it was based on the autobiography of Christopher Isherwood. Dreymon played Casper in the film. This film, much like his debut, did not get much traction, but it did allow for Dreymon to log more screen time and experience in the acting world, which was obviously paid off because it directly led to his next role in a much more famous program, American Horror Story. Next, Dreymon's time on AHS. American Horror Story was an instant cult classic when it debuted back in 2011 and did not slow down for its entirety, only gaining more and more momentum as time went on. The show saw some amazing writers create some truly spine-chilling episodes and story arcs, which were performed by an incredible cast of actors, one of which being Alexander Dreymon. That's right, for those of you who didn't know, Dreymon joined the show during American Horror Story Coven, which is also known as the third season, which came out in 2013. Dreymon spent his time on the show playing Luke Ramsey. Luke was the son of Joan Ramsey, and he appeared in 5 episodes that season. Luke unfortunately met his death at the end of his 5-episode run when his mother smothered him to death with a pillow for disobeying her orders. So if there are any kids out there watching this, listen to your mother, or else. Dreymon's time on American Horror Story Coven was relatively short, but it did lead to him landing a leading role in The Last Kingdom, which made its debut in 2015. Dreymon plays Uhtred of Bebbanburg and has done an amazing job so far. For fans of the show, I have some potentially bad news. If you didn't know already, Season 5 will in fact be the last season of the show. Netflix confirmed it earlier this year. The final season will debut on Netflix later this year, so if you have yet to watch it, you have some time to binge the first 4 seasons before the 5th one comes out later this year. But this is not all Dreymon has been up to since 2015. Dreymon also starred in a few films during that time, including Guys Reading Poems in 2016, Heartlock in 2017, and Horizon Line in 2020. But after all of that work, how much money does Dreymon make per year? And how much has he accumulated as his net worth? And perhaps more importantly, what does he spend his money on? Let's take a look. Dreymon's net worth. Due to all of his acting success, Dreymon has been able to build a very respectable net worth, which is estimated at roughly $4 million US as of this recording. While it may not be as much as other famous actors, he is honestly just getting started, and I think he does have what it takes to potentially become something big in the acting industry. Additionally, $4 million is pretty good when you consider that he is making roughly $200,000 a year from his work on The Last Kingdom, which means that he has been hard at work saving in order to accumulate a net worth of $4 million. Obviously, he was well paid for his previous works and his films, but he honestly does not make a terribly huge amount of money per year when you think about it. So what could he possibly be spending his millions on? Well, we know he's not spending any of his hard-earned cash on a love, as he is currently single. He was dating Toni Soteropoulos back in 2010, but they broke up later in 2012, meaning that he has been single for quite some time now. One thing we do know he spends money on would be his home in Beverly Hills, California. He chooses to live there because it's where all of the opportunity is for a man of his talents. I mean, if you are an actor, why live anywhere else, am I right? Also, Dreymon is sort of a man without a home, as he was born in Germany, but has lived in many different places during his life due to his mother's job as a teacher. Dreymon has lived in Germany, Switzerland, France, London, Texas, Brazil, North Dakota, and in multiple different cities in California. It is honestly crazy how many places this man has lived, so it is totally fine with him to be a man with no country, as he puts it, and will gladly continue to live in sunny California. What else does he spend his money on? Obviously, Dreymon is very affluent and a well-traveled person, and along the way, he certainly has picked up some interesting habits and interests that do not come for cheap. For starters, Dreymon obviously works hard on the set of his show, The Last Kingdom, and if you've seen any of it, you would know that his character spends a great deal of time on the back of a horse. Well, rather than letting his stunt double conduct all of the work, Dreymon has taken it upon himself to improve his riding skills and his stunting ability by working out and practicing riding on horseback. These are both expensive skills to learn and master, but he has done it for the betterment of the show and his future acting career. Obviously, knowing how to properly ride horses is a huge accomplishment for actors and will usually always come in handy down the road. Additionally, Dreymon actually grew up riding horses when he and his mother lived on a Native American reserve back in North Dakota when he was growing up. According to Dreymon, he had gathered the basics on horse riding when he lived there, but chose to improve when he landed the role in The Last Kingdom. Additionally, Dreymon has also taken up martial arts to improve his overall physical shape and to improve upon his on-screen combat for future projects. He is by no means a black belt as of this recording, but he seems to be well on his way. Hey, if you're watching this in the future and Dreymon is a black belt now, just know that I called this way back in 2022. No big deal. Anyway, he took up martial arts prior to his role in The Last Kingdom, but he continues to train to ensure that his fight scenes look more realistic and entertaining. He actually believes that everyone that stars in action films should consider learning martial arts to make their combat look more real and engaging. Will everyone in the industry listen to that advice? I doubt it, but that's why Dreymon will be landing more roles than those actors who refuse to learn and hone their craft. Other than his few hobbies, Dreymon likes to keep his spending under wraps. Dreymon appears to be a pretty private guy, as he is either single or keeps his love life hidden under very tight wraps, and he does not like to do anything extraordinary with his money, unless, like his love life, he keeps it all very hush-hush and on a need-to-know basis. But maybe one day he will start burning through cash irresponsibly so we can take another deep dive into this German-American actor. That's all we have for you guys today on the channel. Thank you all so much for watching. What have you thought of Dreymon's career in acting so far? What show or film of his have you enjoyed the most? Are you looking forward to Season 5 of The Last Kingdom? Let us know in the comments section below. We hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please don't forget to leave a like on the video and to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you never miss a single upload from us here at the channel. Thank you all once again, and we will see you all in the next video.